Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this video from. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Achieng, and in today's video, it's going to be a video that's going to, the first video, sorry, it's going to kind of pave the way for the second video, and I will explain and it will make sense as we go. So for this first part of the video, I am going to prepare a piece of steak. So this is a sirloin steak, and I already used a dry rub. And with the dry rub, I only use the Creole seasoning, the Slap Your Mama Creole seasoning with some black pepper, and that is all that I used for this. And what I did is I marinated it and then I sealed it airtight into this bowl, and it has been marinating for about 24 hours. If you have watched my previous videos, you know I love giving my meats enough time to marinate before preparing them, and this is just like one of the examples for that. So the thing that's going to make this video unique, this is going to pave way. I'm going to create flavors. So I don't know about you, and I don't know if you have watched cooking shows or something, Food Network. Depending on what you have watched, the videos that you have watched about cooking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, prepare this steak, right, with just oil in a pan with oil, and then just prepare this steak and then just let it cook very well on for about 4 to 5 minutes each side. That's what I'm going to do, and the steak will be ready. That will be all. Now, the same pan that I used, it's going to be used for the next video. And what I'm going to use for the next video, I'm going to prepare a mushroom. So the mushroom, I usually create mushroom with a sauce, and I eat it as a sauce. I prepare it as a side sauce. That's what I'm trying to say. So sometimes I prepare mushrooms different ways, but sometimes I just prepare it as a side sauce when I want to kind of change the flavor of my food, especially when I'm meal prepping. So the flavor from this meat is going to add flavor to my mushroom video. I hope that makes sense. So I'm building up to it because the fat that I used for this is what I'm going to use to prepare my mushroom sauce. I know that will make sense. So we have our steak ready. So what I'm going to do, I already have the pot. It's hot and with the oil. So we're just going to sear this and we'll proceed. So like I mentioned, I already have the oil heated up. It's on medium high, no, medium low heat, and our oil is ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove meat. I'm going to just grab a piece of meat. As you can see, it's marinated, and I'm just going to place it there. And as I have placed it there, I am not going to move it. I'm just going to let it cook. I'm not going to move the meat until it kind of cooks a little bit, because if you move it right now, it might stick to the pan. So you do not want that. You just want it to let it stay until the meat kind of releases itself from the surface of the pan. So we're just going to give it some time. And what I like doing during this time, I just like pouring the oil on this part. Since this is a pretty thick piece of meat, um, I'm just going to give it time. You do not want to rush it. Some people want their meat medium well, some just well done, and some medium rare. Everyone is different. I love it to be medium well. So we're just going to let this cook. You can already tell that the meat has started to lift a little bit. If I move it like that. So just going to check. You can see. So I just like doing that so I make sure there's oil at the bottom. And sometimes the meat kind of lifts up. So what I usually do with that, I usually place some sort of object to force the meat to kind of get closer to the surface of the pot so that it cooks well. So that's what I'm going to do. And usually I just use like kind of like my dish, just one of my round bowls for this case, and I just press it like that. So that way you want to make sure the meat does not lift up and some part of the meat cooks better than the other part. So this one helps it to cook evenly. So I'm going to leave it like that. I don't know if you guys know, but we are dealing with a lot of inflation, and there's a lot going on, and meat right now is very expensive. So I literally just take my time and prepare this piece of meat. I do not want to mess it up. That is why I just have it on medium low, and I am just going to cook it very slowly. I would rather be safe than sorry. So we are going to, it's been about 2 minutes. I'm going to give it another 2 minutes for this side to cook. I'm going to remove this bowl and turn it to the other side and give it between 4 to 6 minutes. So it has been about 5.5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is remove this bowl right here, and I am going to turn our meat. You can see this is how it looks like. It has browned on the side. This looks good. I like the brown color. And I'm going to let it cook. And now I'm going to kind of just add a little bit of weight here so that everything can be, so that the meat does not lift up and it does not cook all the way. So we are going to let this cook for a couple more minutes. So it has been some minutes already, and our steak is ready. As you can see, it has browned very well. Depending on how you want it, you can make it medium well or well. I like where it is right now. So this part is very important. With your steak, once it's cooked, you really want it to rest. And if you want it to kind of seal in the moisture, and you do not want a dry piece of meat, right? So what I usually do is I'll take a foil. Here's my foil. I have a plate right here, but I'll just take a foil, and in this foil I'm going to place the meat here, and I'm going to cover it in this foil and let it sit and rest for 5 minutes. What I want is I want the juices to just kind of remain in the meat, and this makes your meat moist. If you do not do that, or if you just leave this meat just open like that, it is going to dry out, and that is the worst thing. So it's very important for this step. Like I said, this is a very good piece of meat, and you do not want to mess it up. So what you do, just making sure. And if you want to kind of, you know, you can you can kind of test it and see if it's cooked to your needs. But for me, I'm just happy with where it is right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on the side right here. Like I said, I'm going to fold this. And here you go. This is our piece of meat. We are going to let this rest for it to be moist and kind of make sure we enjoy our piece of meat. So we're going to let it rest for 5 minutes. This is how our piece of steak looks like, transformed amazingly. You can eat it just like that. You can eat it with a sauce. I have options of eating it with a mushroom sauce or just with the lemon or lime. But whichever way you choose to eat your steak, it is going to be very, very delicious. So please, guys, do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and bon appetit.